We'll reflect on that again very shortly, but let's get some more Aston Villa reaction now. Yuri Tielemans is with Juliet Farrington.
Yuri, in a matter of seconds, it just changes, doesn't it? You could see the reaction amongst the Villa supporters, amongst the bench in front of me, in front of Unai Emery. That's pretty crushing, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It's so frustrating to lose where we fought really hard. We blocked pretty much everything other than their goal, their first one. And then, to lose like that on that last action was so frustrating.
It's those moments, isn't it? It could have got off to such a perfect start with Marcus, 17 seconds into the game. Obviously, he gets you back level with the penalty. But it's those moments that change, and then right at the very end.
Yeah, well, we get the first chance, they get the last one, they score, we don't. That's football, you know. Like I said, it's just really frustrating.
But you're still in it. It's still so intense. There's still so much to fight for, isn't there? And there's still these places that are up for grabs, which is what you want to achieve.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we've got 4 games in the Premier League left, so we're just going to give our all, hopefully get a good result in and be back where we want to be, and hopefully be in the Champions League positions. But we just like I said, disappointed for tonight, and we just have to analyse and see where we can be better. Analyse
and then pick yourself up, you know, to go into the FA Cup, and that's something else you're trying to win this season as well. Yeah, definitely. Saturday we've got the semi-final, which we hopefully can win, and then we'll see from there. But we're now full focus on that. But yeah, we're gonna be having a tough night, and then focus on that. Recover well, go well this weekend. Thank you. Thank you.
It is a great way to win a game, with a late winner in that game, and particularly for Matheus Nunes with his first Premier League goal for the club, to come at such a crucial moment in such a crucial race, because as they outlined there, this season their trophy is finishing inside the top 5.
It is, and of course they've got the FA Cup to come as well. Big semi-final at the weekend. You know, obviously we're talking about De Bruyne before the show. They'll give him a send-off, probably get their hands on the FA Cup and finish in Champions League football. But yeah, it's a massive goal for Nunes, you say rightly so, in the last minute. That's your right back popping up in the box as well, but like O'Reilly at Everton at the weekend, both fullbacks popping in with very important goals for the football club. And again, when they talk about the race for the top 5, it's such a huge 3 points.
Aston Villa, only Southampton have conceded more goals in added time than Villa. In terms of the way that they played, in terms of their defending, was it injury time style defending?
Listen, they'll be kicking themselves. It's a big moment for City, but for Villa, the 2 goals they gave away, brilliant play by Doku, and I'll tell you what, it's not an easy finish. You talk about this team over the years finding a way to win football matches. Absolute show on for Villa. What a brilliant delivery. Yeah, Villa will be disappointed with their defending, decision making here, players lunging in. Then obviously you don't mind when a player sometimes makes a mistake in terms of decision making coming off the bench, but then you're just hoping somebody would come across and help him, and they just don't quite do enough. If you look Konza here, he doesn't make himself bigger. Absolutely brilliant delivery, sleeping on the back post. But not an easy finish, but a huge goal from Man City. Absolute huge.
A huge goal that takes them into 3rd place in the table. And yes, they've played a game more than the teams around them. So too have Aston Villa, and they're in 7th place as things stand, level on points with Chelsea and 2 points behind Newcastle, who are now in that 5th spot. It's starting to open up a little bit of a gap between 3rd and 7th, and particularly with that 1 game extra played for Villa. How big an impact will that defeat have on them, do you think?
Well, time will tell. Of course, they've got the FA Cup themselves at the weekend to play, and can they bounce back? Me and Roy were looking off there, the fixtures. They've got relatively fixtures that we think that they could probably get maybe maximum points from. Bournemouth away maybe is one of the trickier ones, but in general, I still think they're very much on the race. There's no doubt about that. I think we mentioned the squad that Aston Villa have, the players off the bench tonight as well. They've got a very, very strong squad, and the likes of Newcastle and Nottingham Forest have still got quite a bit of work to do to make the top 5. I think Newcastle are home to Ipswich next, so they'll look at that as a big chance of getting 3 points.
Problem though for Villa, and obviously they're running out of games, and the goal difference is a big problem for them. That's why I think it's such a setback tonight. The type of goals they gave away. You look at the manager and talk about them being well organised, but you saw that stat, as you said, giving up late goals. you know, that'll be costly at the end of the season I think, for the Champions League.
I mean, you say that they're running out of games, and they've had the game against their Champions League rival, which is, or can almost feel like a bonus victory, can't it? And there's lots of teams in that race for Champions League football who are meeting each other between now and the end of the season. That game between Nottingham Forest and Chelsea on the last day of the season might prove to be crucial, or it might be done and dusted by there. Chelsea have got Newcastle as well. There's big games.
Yeah, there'll be one or two twists, but from Villa's point of view tonight, when you get yourself in the position where you've got a draw and you think you're not capable of going to win the game, don't lose it. Don't lose it. Keep that momentum into the season. It keeps City a bit near you. The draw, momentum, the feel-good factor. Players know a big and a bad result. You've seen the reaction of Man City tonight, and you've seen the reaction of the Villa and the Villa manager, the players. They know what a big moment that was. Last kick of the game.
It feels every match day this swings hugely in terms of the percentages, and it feels as though even just in terms of the feel, it swings massively. Obviously, City now with a 95.1% chance of finishing inside the top 5. Villa down at 17.3%. Does that look about right to you? I mean, it could all change. What that can't bring into the equation is the human factor and how other games going on and where the players are in their heads.
A normal computer?
I would say super. When you're dealing with 5 teams in 5 games remaining, I'm going to say a super.
Well, I do think for the teams around in the challenge, I think City will definitely qualify for the Champions League. I'll say that, but my neck on the line now, especially after such a late goal. So I think that's a good thing for a few of the teams. Aston Villa probably got the most ground to make up, but then I look at the fixtures at Aston Villa, and I fancy them to won a lot of them fixtures. You know, Newcastle's second last game's Arsenal away. That's a tough fixture. You hope they might still be in Champions League and be distracted by that, perhaps. So there's all ifs and buts, and maybe even Ipswich at home. You think, oh, it's an easy game, but you just never know when a team's more or less relegated. The pressure's off. There's all sorts of permutations, but it's a great race, isn't it? It's a great race.
That's what makes it a great race. The fact that it is so difficult to predict and that it's changing all the time. And the players will say, we need to recover from this. We need to focus again on the remaining fixtures, the FA Cup semi-final, the 4 remaining Premier League fixtures. But how hard is that to do?
Well, it might be helped that now they can go into the FA Cup and just step back from the league. And we mentioned before the game about your big players turning up. That was a big mistake from their experienced goalkeeper as well. You don't need that at this stage of the season. You're thinking maybe 1 or 2 of the young players might come up short. But when you look at your spine of your team, your rock-solid players who've been there and done it,
for the opening goal,
for the first goal, sorry, you don't need them big mistakes. But Villa are a decent group, and this is where they'll step. They'll recover from it. But this is the opening goal, and we talk about poor defending again from Villa. Players just not quite doing their jobs. Come down to his weaker foot, Silva. Shea's mentioned the goalkeeper. Good movement from Man City. Were doing what they normally do, dominate possession. Didn't probably have a real cutting edge, but they created them 1 or 2 moments, 1v1s. In a tight game, you have to be able to go past somebody. We saw that for both.
Matthias, we were just saying before we started recording this interview, that goal for you came just at the right time.
Yes, it came. It was very important. I mean, this was a very tough game, a very tough opponent, and we came with the mentality that we needed to win this game, and that's what happened.
First Premier League goal as well. You saved it until the 94th minute.
I mean, that's what I said. It's a perfect timing. I could come in a better time.
Just what does this do for the remaining games that you have left in what you're trying to achieve? You talk about them being cup finals, such a grandstand finish to what was such a tense match.
Well, obviously they're on the run with us to this top 5, and because of it, it was a special game to get the 3 points. But obviously, still 4 games to go, correct? And all of them will be massively important. So we keep on going, but obviously. Really important today to get the 3 points, yeah.
But you're putting that distance, aren't you, against a direct competitor for what you want to achieve, which is Champions League football next season.
Yeah, of course, and we know how tight it is and how tight it's going to be until the end. So today was I don't know how important it was. I can't quantify it, and it's a massive step for us.
It's one of those, when you say quantify, it's one of those, isn't Matthias, that you quantify, you come at the end of the season and look back and see just how huge this win could be.
I mean, we're going to see in the end of the season how big this win is going to be. But I think every 3 points now until the end of the season is going to be very important. I mean, we're going to go for every game trying to get the 3 points.
And when I spoke to you yesterday, Ruben, we had quite a conversation. Kind of went deep on some levels, but you talked about emotional availability. We won't go there again. But you talked about, you know, in the bad times, the behaviour and the reaction to some players and how you've kind of aligned together again, accepted the position that you're in, and you're ready to go for this finish.
I mean, this means everything to us. We know exactly in which circumstances we are, and these top 4, top 5 means everything to us. So this is our Premier League this season. This is our main trophy. Of course, we still have the FA Cup. We're still going to have the Club World Cup, but this right now, it means everything to us.
And you do have the FA Cup, and it's coming up on the horizon this weekend.
Yeah, and we're going to try to win as well. Of course, we want to lift the trophy. It's a very important game for us to try to win the semi-final and then go for the final. So yeah, hopefully we'll do.
Last question. You enjoyed the noise. You enjoyed the celebrations inside the Etihad. It was something else, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was amazing.
Well, it's one of them. I think I wouldn't rather to win it any other way.
Brilliant stuff. Well done tonight. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.